Hey everybody, this is Pastor Dustin recording for TeamNerdChurch.com, and I have won the die roll. We're continuing on to do some more Dragons of Tarkir testing, which will go very poorly if I don't draw land. So we'll mulligan that, and that one's keepable. We can go from a Bell Striker into a break, and then hopefully some more land for the Flame Speaker. Okay. Alright, so we will lead off with the Mountain into the Bell Striker, then pass the turn. I finally actually used the Bell Striker in a little test that I was doing yesterday. It wasn't recorded, but it was toward the very end of the game, and I probably could have won without the dash, but it did help just to get those two last damage in that otherwise I wouldn't have seen. Alright, good, I get another mountain. So we will send this one through, and I think it's probably appropriate to just use the breakthrough line here instead of just putting down the Fire Drinker. I'll get the Fire Drinker through much later in the game than you would typically see it, but it'll come down with haste. So next turn will probably be Flame Speaker, and then if I just continue to blank, after that it'll be the Fire Drinker. Hopefully I'll get something to suit up the Flame Speaker with. Right now, seeing three colors, it's probably all I'm going to see. I don't think I've seen this deck before. That's an exciting season because people on Cockatrice are using all of the new cards. Eidolon I can't break through. And I only have 2 Devotion right now, so the Nykthos doesn't count, even just for a red mana. But it will now. Now I'll get an extra red mana out of it. So next turn I'm on 4, so I could play down the Satyr and the Eidolon and break the Eidolon through if I wanted to just push damage. Rabblemaster, okay, I'll block the token pretty handily. So I'm not that scared of the Rabble right now. Oops. Okay. So let's see what comes off the top. Get a Mountain, okay. So I don't have enough land to where I could play the Eidolon to get extra Devotion. I could play down the Fire Drinker for free, essentially. So I think I'm just going to attack with both. He's probably not going to sacrifice the Rabblemaster, and if he does, that's fine. Post-combat will hopefully hit a land. Really? Traded a Rabblemaster for a Bell Striker? Alright, well, I'm not going to complain. Okay, so post-combat, I've got 4 total mana. So I'll get this for free. So the question is, do I want to Thunder Smite on this and then play out the Eidolon, or do I want a Rabblemaster? I think I'm going to go for the Thunder Smite. I only get one of my flipped cards, and this way I can punish him for playing anything that's going to kill the Flame Speaker. Shouldn't say anything. He could pretty easily drop another land and then delve out for a Murderous Cut. But even if he does, it's not the end. Although he does have 5 cards in hand, so it wouldn't be good. Okay. So I've got a sneaky Rabblemaster that's going to be getting through, and just a whole ton of damage. So I'm going to YOLO swing this one. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I'll have 8. Yeah, that's going to take care of anything. Yep. Game 2. It's as though he was listening to me. Okay, so I'm seeing Grixis. I don't exactly know what I want against that. As per usual, whenever I see any kind of burn, I want to get out the Fire Drinkers. Maybe put in some Flamewake Phoenixes, in case he's got a lot of removal. Of course, if you put in the Flamewake Phoenix, then you really want to get in the rest of the 4 so that you can actually activate them. You know, maybe I'll put in the Thunder Breaks, so that way, if they get targeted, they actually get a little bit of mileage. So we'll try it like that. It's kind of a transformational sideboard, but you don't have to take every single card out. There are some things that you can just put in individually. I don't like this hand, so I'm going to mulligan this again. I feel like I mulligan this a lot, but I usually come out okay. Hand's not ideal, but I've got some removal and 2 cards that work pretty well together. So I will not mulligan down to 5. I also have plenty of land. So, alright, no 1-drops. That's just fine. I'll end the turn. If he doesn't have any removal, I've got the whole suite right here for everything that you need to ruin somebody's day. But he's got plenty of removal colors, so my guess is that I'm going to have to bait that stuff out pretty slowly. Although I do have another Flame Speaker, which I can send out there. Just start with a breakthrough line, since it doesn't look like I need to hold up my lightning strikes. Alright. So he is just going to continually hold things up, which I understand. But I can't just sit around here doing nothing all day, so I have to walk into it. So I'll play the Flame Speaker just to get ultimate priced. And ultimate price comes out to play. Yep. Okay, well, that's one of the things that the Thunderbreak region will be good for, even if it gets ultimate priced. At least I get 3 damage out of the deal. Alright, so he finally hits blue source. We're both on 4 cards. I don't imagine he's going to play anything here. One of the only bad things about breaking a Flame Speaker is that usually you don't have enough mana to actually do anything with the cards that are flipped. And so you get 2 damage out of it, but that's pretty much it. Alright, so we do get a mountain, which means that I'm going to attempt to do the thing that I just said doesn't really do much. So here we go. Flame Speaker. Break a speaker. See if I can nug him for 2. And here's downfall. Okay. Well, I am now out my creatures. I've got a couple of lightning strikes for anything dorky he plays. Like one of these. Each instant and sorcery spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature it targets. And you can cast a spell to make him untargetable, huh? Well, I can double lightning strike that guy, which I suppose is what I'm about to do. Just to have something to do. And maybe draw. Huh. He does not even attempt to save it. Okay. I guess it just wasn't that important. I will play another breakthrough line just to ramp up some devotion. And I get my first damage of the game in on him off of a fetch land. Good times. Okay, so he's down to 3 cards. Hopefully one of them is answerable by a lightning strike. No, nothing, huh? Alright, well he is sitting pretty. We're about to draw out another removal spell with my 3rd Prophetic Flame Speaker. I'll use the new breakthrough line. And ultimate priced again. Alright. Well, he is down to 2 cards now. And 1. Alright, so if I can draw a creature off the top. Dragon Whisperer, there we go. And for the Dragon Whisperer, you always have to say, Dragon. I'm sure that's going to get really annoying at some point. Okay, so I'm going to Dragon Whisper. We're now up to Devotion to where this will start to do something next turn. Let's see if I can get him for 2. Hey, I actually got him for 2, so he probably doesn't have removal. Okay, so next turn, if I can dodge any kind of removal, let's see, I can make 4 off the Nykthos, so I've got 5 total, 2 of which will go to the Thunder Smite. Another 2 can go to Lightning Strike, and the 5th one can go to Break. So he's dealing with some Flood. I'm going to go all in on this Dragon Whisperer. Okay, so that's... Actually, I don't want to do that first. First, I want to put the Thunder Smite on it, so I get 1 more Devotion. I don't know if it'll actually do anything or not. So, Devotion, Thunder Smite, Dragon Whisperer, Break, Break. So I get 5 total. So I'll use 1 of them to break through the line. If there's any kind of instant speed creature, it's nice to break before this thing triggers. That is particularly a big deal with the new green thing that costs 3 colorless and 1 green. I forget what it's called, but it gets 2 creatures off the top 6 that cost 3 or less. And that thing can really ruin your day if you didn't break before you swung. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 off the Thunder Smite, 6, 7 off the base stats, 8, 9 off the pump. So that's 9 total. Okay. The other thing that I can do with this, if I get into the position to need to, is I can swing with the Thunder Smite if it gets me up to 8 power, and then I trigger the Formidable on this to be able to make a dragon. Of course, you have to have enough mana to be able to pump it up high enough between whatever you're going to use, and still have 6 mana left over to make the dragon. Okay, and that did it for him. He had to go. You've just seen the power of the deck. It can just hit removal spell after removal spell, and eventually when they run out, you get 1 to stick. It seems to work pretty well with Dragon Whisperer as a replacement for the previous more aggressive haste model, because this can get flying, and so the Thunder Smite on something that flies is pretty good. In that situation, I didn't need it because I had a breakthrough line, but we've got now all 4 breaks and all 4 Dragon Whisperers to break any kind of stall. Post-board, you've also got the Thunderbreak Regents, which are pretty good. Just having 4 toughness is a big deal. But anyway, this is the deck as it currently stands. If you guys have any ideas for the main board or the sideboard, please let me know in the comments section. And also, I'm going to have a vintage service after this. And so, it's been a pleasure recording for you. This has been Pastor Destin, recording for TeamNerdChurch.com. Have a good one.